Welcome to the Rock is George podcast. I'm your host, George Dionne, and this is episode 90. Thank you for tuning into the podcast through our website, rockisgeorge.com, or through our YouTube page at rockisgeorge, or on one of the many streaming apps on which the podcast appears, or at the loudest.com on the planet, knac.com. My guests for this episode are Anna Carolina and Markus Laakso of the Finnish pop-noir act, Her Shadow. Her Shadow released their debut album, The Ghost Love Chronicles, on November 11th through Svart Records. The album is quite unique. I can't say that I've heard anything like it in recent times. It's sort of a film noir crime drama meets modern pop. The album is really something you need to experience on your own. I was so impressed by the album, I wanted to find out more, so I reached out to Her Shadow, and here we are. So here's Anna Carolina, vocalist, and Markus Laakso, keyboardist of Her Shadow. If I knew absolutely nothing about Her Shadow, how would you describe the band's music to me?
Well, if you ask me, I think it's a good combination of the world of Twin Peaks and some vintage sounds, and with some modern day production thingies going on top. So it's, I would describe it with the term dream noir, which is sort of like dream pop meets film noir.
Would you say that's accurate, Anna?
I would describe it exactly the same way. It's like the world of dream noir, and with ancient twists and old times glamour, 60s, and so on.
That type of music, the pop noir that you're talking about, I don't exactly associate it with Finland. Is that sort of a popular style of music out there, or are you guys really kind of cutting yourself apart from the mold?
I don't think anybody's doing music such as ours nowadays. At least in Finland, I have absolutely no idea about any other bands making music like this. Some might, but not to my knowledge. There's like nobody else making music like this. I think that might sound a little, I don't know, selfish or something, but that's just the truth according to my knowledge. But yeah, it's definitely, it doesn't sound Finnish. It's pays homage to specifically North American, the golden years of Hollywood and stuff like that. So it's definitely not the most Finnish concept out there.
How did this project all come together?
Well, Markus and Tommy, our songwriter, worked at the same company a decade ago, and they come from a very different musical backgrounds. Markus is a metal guy, and Tommy is a rock and roll guy, and a punk style guy. And they decided to start something completely new. So that's when I came around, and our drum player Tony.
Now, Anna, is it true that you and Tommy used to be in a band called Royal Lips, and it was sort of more of a punk flavored band?
Yes.
So this kind of morphed out of that project. There's no more Royal Lips.
Well, actually, there is Royal Lips, but we are not doing that right now because of this Her Shadow. We're boosting this now.
Okay.
Yeah, the other guys, meaning me and the drummer guy, we play in the same band called MARKUS LAAKSO, which is like death doom metal sort of stuff. So it's completely different, and that's like one of the best things about this band. We get to experiment with stuff that we've never done before. Sort of like Mad Professor sort of stuff when we get together and make songs together, and really fun.
See, now that's what I think of when I think of Finland. I think of the death metal bands and the doom metal bands, but you guys are certainly catching that old Hollywood vibe on your new album, the Ghost Love Chronicles. It came out today, November 11th, while we're talking, on Svart Records. This was sort of a 5-year journey. What kind of took that period of time to get this album out?
Well, we all have our day jobs and so on. I work at the hospital 3 shifts, and making a record, it takes time. And we got like another producer earlier, Jaani Peuhu, like from bands like Swallow the Sun and so on. And then we have Sampsa Väätäinen as a producer later on.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
many
so-
reasons.
Yeah, that's a combination of different things. And when we first started recording the album like 5.5 years ago, which is a lifetime ago, we were planning to have everything recorded at 2 different studio sessions, but we were so far behind the schedules that it wasn't possible to make a album like this in a couple of weeks. So we made like recordings, or especially Tommy and Anna made recordings like at different places in our hometown after the studio sessions, meaning their home studio and rehearsal places and such. And then we actually recorded an actual cello and violin, which can be heard in a number of songs on the album. So it just it was prolonged and stretched, and it absolutely felt like this project is never ending, and the songs became like larger and larger and more cinematic along the way. So, but I'm glad that we took our time, because I think everybody in the band agrees that this is the ultimate album that we could have made, and everything worked out really, really well in the end.
So, from what I understand, Markus, you and Tommy are the main lyricists, or did I interpret that incorrectly?
Well, Tommy is the main composer in the band, and I do lyrics, and Anna does some lyrics too, and Tommy does some lyrics. So there's like 3 people and an outside guy whom I actually... Yeah, I've never met that guy in my life, but he wrote some stuff too.
Okay. The album's title, The Ghost Love Chronicles, there's not a song with that title in it. So what inspired the album's title?
Well, I was hiking and I had my camera with me, and then I found this really spooky lake in my hometown, and a bunch of trees had like fallen under the water surface, and they sort of looked like dead bodies. Like, it reminded me of Lord of the Rings, where the dead marshes are, and those dead faces in the water. So I took a bunch of pictures, and we were originally planning to call the album The Ghost Lake Chronicles, but it didn't fit the overall atmosphere and the lyrics of the album. But then Tommy suggested that, hey, let's switch this one word to love, since a lot of the songs deal with love in one way or the other. So that's why we switched it, and I think it's a pretty good title, actually.
One of the songs that you've released so far is called Fifth Season. If you guys kind of want to discuss the meaning behind the song.
Okay, so we have here in Finland, we have 4 seasons: autumn, winter, spring, and summer. And it just popped into my mind that love is the 5th season.
Yeah,
Okay.
so another love themed thingy on the
Yeah.
album.
Well, the world really needs love right now after all we've been through for the last 2 years. So I'll give you that. The music video for fifth season, you guys really played up sort of that Hollywood of old, kind of the 40s and 50s. Must have been a fun video to make.
Yes.
Did simple answer. The second music video, though, is a little on the artistic side. Devil Inside is sort of a stop motion thing. I can't imagine that was comfortable taking picture after picture to kind of get one particular animation going.
Yes. It was nice shoots. It was really good, and it was so wonderful to work with Lotta Ruutiainen.
Okay.
Yeah,
She's
because
such
yeah, the second video was basically the right director Lotta Ruutiainen and Anna shot that like there were no other people present the whole time. Well, some assistants were there from time to time, but the other band members were just staying out of the ladies' way. So they made a great video, and it's kind of dark in a way. The mood is kind of dark, but so is the song. The Devil Inside, I think one of the coolest things about that song is it's such a mellow and sort of like a doo-wop song, like sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la. But then she's got the devil inside, so it's quite a contrast in there. So the video is pays a little homage to Twin Peaks again. So yeah, turned out quite nice.
Are you planning a third single release from the album?
Yes. And it's Raging Blue. It's been filmed already.
What can we kind of
Video.
expect? What can we expect in the Raging Blue video?
Band plays there, and there are shots from the famous hotel camp in Helsinki. We went there and shot their scenes for the video.
Yeah, and that hotel is like basically the most posh hotel in whole Finland, and it's the atmosphere is super nice in that particular hotel. It's sort of like vintage stuff and beautiful, nice place. Super expensive.
You're releasing the album on streaming. You have physical CD copies. You have a vinyl. Is this the first time either of you have appeared on vinyl for any band you've been in?
For me, yes, on vinyl.
Yeah, I have released a bunch of albums on vinyl before, but not dream pop. all metal albums on vinyl before this one.
Okay. Are you guys particularly fans of vinyl?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So
I have to buy some new furniture because my vinyl records won't fit anywhere. And my wife appreciates that a lot.
I got my own little bunker down here with all of my vinyl. It started off with a couple and now it's 500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys signed with Svart Records for this release. How did that signing happen?
I think it went since I have been making records for Svart Records for a long time. I think this is the sixth album that from my bands that Svart Records has released. So we recorded a 4-song demo. Actually, we recorded some vocals in the next room over there at my house, and once we got those 4 songs done, I sent a link to the Svart guys telling that we have this new dream pop project, and since it's so different from anything else that we've done, we're actually considering getting like a publishing publishing deal before like trying to get signed to a label. But I told those guys that, hey, if you're interested, we're looking for a label too. And since those guys don't do publishing at all, the A&R guy just sent me an email that, hey, this is really good stuff. Let's make an album. So that was that. I sent one email and then we got the deal, like on the same day.
You guys played a live show last week. Was this the first time that you've taken this project out live?
Yes.
So were there any nerves on your end kind of putting out this new project with this new type of genre and for the first time in front of other people?
Well, actually, no. It was just fun.
But yeah,
I
to
wasn't
tell you,
nervous at all.
yeah, it was quite stressful, from the point of technical stuff, because
Yeah.
there's like a lot of people in the band, and we couldn't get the the sounds right in our in-ear thingies. So that was stressful, but the show was super nice to play. And there was actually surprisingly many people in the audience, considering that we had released only 2 songs before playing the live show. So that was cool.
And you sort of present the whole visual aspect of the band to match the sound in your live performances. You dress up in a older style dress, Anna, and you guys are in suits playing your instruments. You think that's integral to kind of putting the band out there live?
Yeah, Tommy, the songwriter, is the visionary of the band, and he's quite strict about stuff like this. Everything has to go hand in hand with the concept, and yeah, everything has to look a certain way when the band is performing. Same with the videos and the layouts of the albums and everything has to like fit the concept. You can't go making stupid stuff up along the way. It has to serve the concept. So I think a lot of people in the band, I think everybody thinks that this is like sort of more than just releasing music. I think it's an art project of sorts, which one of the key elements of it is music, of course, but another one is the visual side of things and the whole cinematic approach to pretty much everything. And of course, the lyrics have to fit a certain style too. And the lyrics, well, this album has like a darker side to it, and it's definitely also written in the lyrics. It has sort of an edge. It's not just nice, dreamy music. It has the darkness in it too.
Do you have other shows that you're going to be playing in the future?
Yes, one actually now. It's next year on February. And we have like the Markus, what is it? Keikkamyyjä.
Yeah, the band doesn't have like a promoter at the time. We're looking for one. So after we get one, then I hope that the band will tour in Finland and even abroad if there's a demand. Of course, it's really expensive to travel anywhere with these gas prices, but yeah, that's the ultimate goal.
Okay. Are there any chances? Well, I should say, Markus, with your heavy metal bands, have you ever made it over to the United States?
Not with the band, unfortunately, but I would love to. It's quite complicated when you reach a certain age, and then everybody has children and other things in life. So that's one, and then it's kind of hard to get like a working visa. It's super expensive to fly there, and logistics are a nightmare, but that's definitely something that I would love to do.
So this album took kind of a 5-year journey to get here. I would imagine that along those 5 years, you've also been working on new music for the next album.
Yeah.
That is correct. We have done that.
Can't give out too much though, because we're still talking about this one, right?
Yeah, but
Right.
I want to say one thing about because Tommy has been writing some songs, and then he has sent me a couple of them and asked me to write some lyrics for them and do perhaps some vocal demos. But there's one particular song that I absolutely love, and I call that style the Doomsday Jazz. It's super jazzy and super weird. but yeah, there's a lot of catchy stuff on the way, and I think the new songs are a step forward, and but it still sounds like Her Shadow anyways. But it's good to have like new material in the works. And Tommy is quite a busy guy, or when he starts making songs, he comes up with super good stuff quite quickly.
Well, those are all the questions I have for you today. The name of the album is the Ghost Love Chronicles. The name of the band is Her Shadow. I want to thank both of you, Markus and Anna, for coming on the Rock is George podcast. I really enjoyed your album, and I enjoyed talking to you today.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, it's really cool to see that people are, or the media has been interested in our little art project from Finland. So it's really, really nice to get this stuff out to the States as well, since it's, well, pays a lot of homage to your country and cultural heritage of pop art.
I think that you have certainly cut a kind of niche for yourself as far as the music's concerned, and that's certainly what spoke to me and wanted me to reach out to you to find out more about this project. It's certainly unique, and I haven't heard anything like it recently.
Yeah, that's nice to hear, because I totally agree. I haven't heard stuff like this in a long time.
Well, I wish you both the best of luck, and I hope to see you maybe in the U.S. sometime soon.
Maybe.
I would love that. Yeah.
Let's hope so.
Once again, I want to thank Anna Carolina and Markus Laakso of the band Her Shadow. Be sure to check out their latest album, The Ghost Love Chronicles, out now on Svart Records. Head over to your favorite music streaming app, take a listen to the album. If you like what you hear, go out and buy a physical copy. Support the artist. For all things Her Shadow, head over to their Facebook page, facebook.com/Her Shadow Official. I also want to thank David at Freeman Promotions and Svart Records for making this interview possible. You've been great. I've been George Dionne. I'll see you again soon.